Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet these lovely bags. You can use any kind of granny square. You can do these, which I have a tutorial on my channel. Here it is. Or you can use any granny square, just normal granny squares, heart granny squares, star granny squares, anything you can think of. So this is how you make this bag. So for me, the appropriate size is, as you see on the video here, 4 and 4. And you can either do both sides flowers, or you can do one side flowers, second time normal crochet. I don't know, I like both of them, so you can pick anything. And let's get into how to do this. So because it is 4 times 4, you're gonna need 16 granny squares for each side. My granny squares are very small, so if yours are bigger, you can just make it smaller, like 3 times 3, 2 times 2, anything that's appropriate. I'm going to be making the one-sided bag, which has one side like this. I made it stripy because I ran out of grey yarn, but I've got more yarn, so it'll be all grey for this. There's loads of ways for you to sew these together, the granny squares, but you can either do it with a needle and it turns out looking like this, or, as I prefer, is with a hook and using slip stitches, so then you have like you can see it. First of all, what you'll want to do is, so you can see the whole thing, you're gonna find like the granny squares with the nicest edges and put them the nice way up. By the way, I'm going to be showing you how to do the slip stitch version with the hook. Okay, now that you've got them all prepared, you're going to find the nice ones. So let's say this has a nice corner, so let's put that in the corner. This also has a lovely corner here. For the sides, it can just have one side. Okay, so this one's nice. This one's got a nice corner. It's going to be over here. And then the ones that didn't turn out very squarish, you're just going to pop between everything else. So in the end, it should look something like this. So now you're going to grab your hook and you're going to do a slip stitch. Sorry, you're going to do a slip knot. Just like that. I made it very long for some reason. And now what you're going to do is quite simple. Well, kind of. So you're going to go in these granny squares, you chain 2. So you're going to go into that second chain. You're going to go in through half of it, like that. Then you're going to take the second granny square. You're also going to find that second chain and go through the half of that, like this. Make sure that the yarn you'll be using is beneath those 2. And if you don't want the stitches to be visible, just do this on the side where the worst side. For me, it's this one, but I want it to be visible, so just going to stick it in there. So now you've got 3 loops on your hook, and you're just going to yarn over and go through all 3 of those to create your first slip stitch. Now you're going to do the same for the rest of the granny square. So you're going to pick that up and then pick it up on the other side from the top as well, just like that. Yarn over and pull through the whole thing. So you see that you go through half of it, just like that, and then it's better to use a thinner hook. So you can see the chains here. So I'm going to show a few more times. You go in to the chain, into the other chain on the other side, make sure you still got like the same level, the same ones basically. Go through that one, through this one, and yarn over and pull through all of those. So you're going to do that until you get to the edge of your granny square. Now that I'm at the edge, I'm going to go into the first chain again. Just like that. There you go. You've got the first part sewn together. Now what I like to do is just continue straight onto these, so you've got, you know, a whole stripe. So you'll do 4 times this. So you'll like get all 4 of them, even with these, connected through the middle. Then you'll do the same with these 4, and then you'll connect it here. So I'm just going to show you how to go from this to this. So you're going to go in and find the beginning, aka the second chain of that corner. You're going to stick it in there like that. Make sure to have it the right side, and then you're going to get the same spot here, so the second chain's here, and then you're just going to get the yarn like before, yarn over and go through all of that with that yarn. Just do a slip stitch, just like that, and there you go. Got a stitch, and you're just going to continue till the end of this square. So you go in through the top, through half of it, and you go in through the top, through half of it, yarn over, pull through the 3 loops that you have on your hook, in, grab, pull through. It's going to keep repeating that till the end of this, and then you're going to connect it to the next 2, and then I'm going to show you what to do next. So I've finished the first row. It's all slip stitched together. So now you're going to grab your scissors and you're going to cut off some yarn and just pull through, tighten it up. Ta-da, you've got the first part sewn together. Now you're going to grab, get that yarn out of there. So this is the first part, like that. It had the gaps here, but you're going to get rid of that eventually. And now you're going to single crochet this part together. So once again, you're going to do a slip knot, just like that. You're going to go through the bottom, and get that yarn underneath there. The whole logic is that the yarn has to be underneath the squares, otherwise it doesn't really work. Now you're going to yarn over, pull through all of those. Just like that. And you're going to continue on the rest as you have before. I just finished the second row here, so I'm just going to chop that off again, pull that through, tighten it up, just like that. Now you're going to repeat that with the last row if you have the same amount. If you don't, then just do this until all is vertically connected. When you've finished all your vertical rows, you're just gonna chop that last piece off and just pull it through, tighten it again, and then just gonna flop it around. It's like that. See the gaps here like this, so to get the 3 spots, 3 lines. And now you're gonna get the yarn again. Once again, make a slip knot. It's like that. And you're gonna do the same thing, except I'm gonna show you when I get to this. So you're gonna start off again, just do it, but wait for me before you get here. Okay, I'm gonna show you a secret. It gets a little bit tricky because there's not much space because of that, so your yarn is kind of difficult to like stay in the back, but you're just gonna grab those last pieces before you get 1, 2, and then when you go through all of that, you're going to chain 1, that's the secret, and then you're going to continue on, and always when you get to the cross, you're always going to chain 1, and that's it. Now you're going to do all, in my case, 3 lines, and then I'll show you what to do next. So I sewed it all together, it's all nice and squarey. So now you're gonna grab that same yarn or any color that you want. So now there's 2 ways you can go. One is the way that you do this twice. So you've got 2 of these now, and then you're just gonna sew those 2 together, but I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But if you don't want it and you want the one with the just the normal side on one side, then you're just gonna grab the same yarn or any colored yarn that you want. I lost my hook. Where's my hook? It's my hook. You're gonna grab that, make a slip knot, and I'm gonna chain as many as it takes to be across this whole thing, which I recommend counting how many stitches there actually are, because it can come out very uneven. So I have 46, so I'm going to chain 47 because it's going to be single crochet, so you always have to have 1 more before you flop around. 47, there we go. And now you're just going to single crochet all the way until it's as wide, as high, as tall, I don't know, as the bag is. So just do some single crochets, man. Again and again and again, the whole time. Yay! But make sure to start into the second, not the first stitch. When it starts looking a bit like this, to take it, straighten this up and place it against it to see if it's long enough. And from this I see I'm just gonna finish off this row and then I'll be done. So just continue. So they're now the same size, so I'm just gonna cut this. Well, actually, no, don't cut it. Sorry. Instead of cutting it, you're just gonna continue crocheting, aka sewing it together. So take the find the bad side. So my one's here. although I will snip this off because it's not needed. There we go. So this is the bad side of my piece. So this is the inside, the horrible one. So have the horrible side up, and then get this and have the horrible side down. So both the horrible sides are facing each other when you put it on top of each other like this. And now, this is very important, you're going to start sewing it together, and you have to pick which side you want to be the top so you don't sew that part together, otherwise you're gonna have just a sewed up square. So I'm deciding that this will be my top because it's nice and neat, and I recommend making the sides with this because it's much easier to stitch together with these than this is with this. So now you're just going to grab your hook, and you're basically just going to be doing the same thing you did while you were sewing together the squares. So you're just going to keep repeating that. So go through half of it, like this, and through half of it like this. And grab the yarn over, and go through all three, and then repeat. So go through half of the stitch, then go through the other half of the stitch, go through all three of them. And you're just going to be repeating that until you go all around the bag, all the way till here, because it's going to be sewed up on these sides, and this will be open. So yeah, just sew it up and you'll be done. Yay! So I've gone all around it, so I'm just going to pull this out, cut it up, off. I hate these scissors, they're so bad. Pull it through, and we're done with the pouch. You should have like this little chain thing here. I didn't quite manage to get it on the edge here because this side's hard, so it's like over here, and then it's here, and then you have the opening, put your stuff in there. So now we're going to do the handles. How I usually do the handles is like from here to here, these, and then do the same on the other side. Decide where you want it. I'm gonna put it here. Grab your yarn, pull through, tie it on, then go through that hole, this, and then you're going to chain as many as you want, connect it here, just like put it there to see how long you want it. Always try it on your shoulder. So I chained 90, and now you're going to chain one more and single crochet that row. Actually, I might double crochet this row to make it thicker. So double crochet the whole row. Or half double crocheted, whatever you want. So I changed the colours because I was running out of the grey. So I'm gonna make a slip stitch row to make it like covered from both sides. Since I'm at the end here, I'm just gonna do slip stitches. And since I made it a double crochet row, that I'm gonna have to do 2 slip stitches. 1, 2, and then since I want to continue with slip stitch row, then I'm just gonna do 1 more slip stitch into the bag like this. And I'm gonna change the color and finish it off, and I'm gonna show you what to do next. So the best way you can do this is when you end on the end that's not connected to the bag, because you can just go straight on and slip stitch. If that is not the case, you can just finish off here and then start a new, just put the yarn there, just sew it together or slip stitch it together, whatever you want. I'm going to slip stitch it. So mine's over here like this. So I'm going to need 4 slip stitches to make it even. But don't forget to slip stitch it through this as well. So you're going to go into the bag, then into this, into the handle and slip stitch, into the bag, into the handle, slip stitch, and one last time, into the bag, into the handle, slip stitch. I'm going to end that, cut it off. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I made mine look like this because I ran out of the grey and I just had a little ball left and I didn't work out otherwise. It's all sewed together, it's got the straps and everything, but now we need to get rid of these horrid loose ends. So what I recommend is turning it over, because I usually left them on the horrible side. So it looks something like this. It looks very horrible, I know, but that does not matter. You're going to take a hook, and you're gonna locate all the ones that are on the nice side, and you're gonna just find them from the inside. So I've got one right down here between these 2 flowers. So I'm gonna stick my hook in there. And I'm gonna go in again. This is a really messy job. I'm gonna find it, put it around the hook, and get it through like this. So the next one's between these 2, do the same thing. Next one's between these 2, do the same thing. Just like that. Check it again. Now the only other loose ends are these by the straps, so I'm gonna pull those through the top. I thought, for me, the white one's a little bit more difficult because you can really see the white. So you have to like do it through the white parts. And now what you're going to do with all of them is just basically find another string you can make a knot with. So here, for example, I can make a knot with these 2 so they don't untie each other. They don't get untied in any case. Tie that up. Usually the best is a double knot. Got another one here, so I'm going to use this one. Tie that up as well. Make sure you don't scrunch up the bag though, that would be bad. So that's it for this side of the handle. Now this one's a little bit more tricky because I don't have any other ones here. So basically what I'm just going to do is I'm going to weave it in to the edge of the flower, because that's all you can basically do now if there's no strings near it. So I'm going to leave it weaved in over here, and with these ones that are left off from stitching the flowers together, I recommend always weaving in 2 next to each other. So like you weave in these to meet in the middle and then tie them up. So I'm going to finish all of that off and I'm going to show you after. All finished, I'm just going to turn it over I tied all the loose ends and weaved them in and then cut them. So I'm just going to turn it and can't have that, can we? There we go. So here it is. It looks so good. I'm not even gonna lie, like look at this. Here is what it looks like when it's on a person. Here's the green one and here's the other one I made. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it made sense. I hope you can make yourself some nice bags. And if you want to watch anything else, if you want the tutorial for the flowers, it's all on my channel. And I hope to see you in the next videos or the past videos. Bye!